Hello. We are going to take a look at OpenLaw, which is this really lovely, intuitive framework for automating legal agreements, streamlining that whole process, and then signing the legal agreements and appending the signatures to a private permission blockchain. So let's go ahead and get started. What I've done is I've created an environment running the Geth client with proof of authority consensus and spun up two nodes. Now we want to provision the OpenLaw service. So we'll click our Add Services drop-down. We can scroll through the various services that are available, and we can select OpenLaw. So go ahead and click Add to provision that. And this will take a few moments for the pod to come up and the OpenLaw container to start spinning. So we'll give this a few seconds and refresh our environment, and we should see a live active instance of OpenLaw. And we do. Awesome. So click the drop down and we can click View Dashboard to get into the OpenLaw user interface. Now OpenLaw, just like any other service or a node in a Kaleido network, is protected by application credentials. So if you already have an active set of application credentials, you can leverage those. Alternatively, you can create a new pair directly for this service instance. So I'm going to create a new pair, copy those, and paste those here in my notepad, splitting them up into sort of a username password. Okay, so now that I have those stored, we can launch the user interface. Now this is a brand new instance of OpenLaw that's confined to this environment, so I need to go ahead and sign up the first user. We'll call the first user Alice, and I'll supply my work email for this. Go ahead and enter a strong password, confirm that guy, and sign up. Now, one important thing upon signing up is you're going to want to go ahead and confirm the account. So if we go to our email, we can see that I've gotten a notification from OpenLaw asking me to confirm. So I'll confirm that, and I'm popped right back into the OpenLaw user interface. Now, the library is populated with a litany of sample legal contracts and templates. What we've done is we've uploaded a very simple non-disclosure agreement. So I'm going to search for that and pull it up. So we can see our non-disclosure agreement here, and we can see the various fields that we are required to fill out. And these actually correlate directly to this legal agreement. So as we start to fill these fields out, we'll see this legal contract non-disclosure agreement come to life. So let's say we're doing a NDA between two banks, Bank A and Bank B. And we want it to last for 30 days. Go ahead and put my work email in for this first guy, and we can call this Alice. Say she's a COO, and then we'll use my personal email for our counterparty. Let's say this is Bob, and Bob is also a COO. Now, if we go back to our actual blockchain environment and we click on our Block Explorer, we're going to see the deployment of a smart contract. And this is the OpenLaw smart contract that was instantiated when we provisioned the service. And when our two counterparties, Alice and Bob, actually sign this non-disclosure agreement, those signatures will truly be an invocation of this smart contract address. So at the conclusion of this demo, we should see a couple of additional transactions in this environment. Great. So going back to our OpenLaw instance, we can kick off this contract. And we see that Alice is being asked to sign, and that we have some unregistered user, and we're waiting for his signature. So let's go to my personal email, and we see that a request has come in to sign an NDA from Alice. So just as we did with Alice, Bob is going to want to go in and actually create an account in OpenLaw. Now, in order to do that, Bob is going to need those application credentials that are securing access to the service. So this might be an out-of-band interaction where you're going to need to securely transfer these to your counterparty. Since I have them stored locally here, this won't be a problem. So we'll go ahead and paste the username, go ahead and paste the password, and I should be authenticated into this OpenLaw instance. Very cool. So following the same process as Alice, let's create an account for Bob. We use the personal email and go ahead and put in a strong password again. Awesome. So we can kill this, and similarly, we should see a request to confirm the account. So we can confirm Bob's account, and we're sent right back into the UI. Once you're in the UI using this very simple drop-down, you can click the Contract Management button. And this is going to show you all of the live legal agreements that have either been signed or are waiting for signatures. And we can see that our NDA is awaiting 2 signatures. So if we go ahead and click on the NDA, we see that we're waiting for signatures from Bob and Alice. Since we're acting as Bob in this instance, we can go ahead and sign with the OpenLaw crypto library. And as I mentioned earlier, this signature is an invocation of the deployed smart contract, the OpenLaw smart contract in our environment. And when that transaction actually executes and the receipt comes back, we'll see a notification in the UI. Now, hopping back to Alice's instance of the UI, if we refresh, we should see this unregistered user appear as Bob, and it should say that the signature has been recorded. And we see that. So the last thing left to do is to sign this NDA with Alice. And again, we'll see a notification when that transaction receipt comes back to OpenLaw. All right, so we have Alice's signature and Bob's signature on the NDA. Those signatures have been indelibly appended to our private permissioned Geth proof of authority blockchain. And in our block explorer, we see Bob's initial signature and then Alice's signature right there, both targeting the OpenLaw smart contract. So hopefully that was a helpful walkthrough of the OpenLaw framework and how to use it in conjunction with Kaleido. Thanks for watching.